morning to you all. This morning the College met to discuss the situation stemming from the tensions in Iraq, Iran, the wider Middle East, and as well as Libya. And while we're standing here, we're still following the developments. I would like to express my deepest condolences to all who lost their beloved ones in the crash of the Ukrainian aircraft this morning. At this moment, it is for the aviation security experts to investigate the cause of the crash, providing answers to this horrible tragedy. The current crisis deeply affects not only the region, but all of us. And the use of weapons must stop now to give space to dialogue. We all are called upon to do everything possible to rekindle talks, and there cannot be enough of that. The European Union, in its own way, has a lot to offer. We have established and time-tested relations with many actors in the region and beyond to de-escalate the situation. I asked the High Representative and the Commission Vice President Josep Borrell today in College to debrief on the developments and on his contacts as well as actions undertaken so far. He will provide you with more details. In the medium term, as coordinator of JCPOA, Josep Borrell, you will spare no efforts to reach out to all participants to safeguard the Iranian nuclear deal. And moreover, the College also analyzed potential consequences of the current crisis on the European Union. For example, in areas of transport and energy, on neighborhood and migration, but also the economic development, the stabilization, and the reconstruction the European Union is doing in this area. The European Union is dedicated there and very much engaged in this area, and therefore its voice is heard. We've looked comprehensively at the internal and external dimension of this issue to ensure that we act as effectively as possible. As you know, I'm now on my way to London. I shall meet Prime Minister Boris Johnson this afternoon. And of course, the situation in Iran and Iraq will also be a topic. It is in our mutual interest to build a new partnership between the European Union and the United Kingdom, one that will be enabling us to defend and strengthen our interests both from an economic and a security point of view. And I would like to hand over the floor now to the HRVP.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Allow me to start by joining my condolences to the families of the victims of the tragic crash of the Ukrainian plane tonight in Iran. Now, on the topic of this morning meeting, I want to stress that the recent developments in Iran and Iraq and the whole region are extremely worrying, and we have had a very fruitful discussion at the College about what the Commission can do. One thing is clear: the current situation puts at risk the efforts of the past years and also has implications for the important work of the anti-Daesh coalition. The latest rocket attack on air bases in Iraq used by US and the coalition forces, among them European forces, are yet another example of escalation and increased confrontation. It is on no one's interest to turn up the spiral of violence even further. As an immediate next step, I have convened an extraordinary meeting of the Foreign Affairs Council for this Friday. I will have to leave Croatia first, with the 28 member states, and we will discuss what the European Union can do in the short and the medium and long term to help to stabilize the region. We have been talking with the colleagues also on the situation, as you said, Madam President, of the JCPOA, which is today more important than ever because it's the only place where we can sit together with the Russian and Chinese to talk on a multilateral basis about many risks that we are facing. It's one of the most important tools of the non-proliferation and regional security. I invited the Foreign Affairs Minister of Iran to pass by Brussels. Maybe we'll have a meeting soon in order to together analyze the situation of this agreement, in which the European Union has put a lot of effort in order to maintain it after the withdrawal of the United States. I am in touch with all participants as coordinator to keep the unity of the group of the European countries represented in the board of the JCPOA, and the importance of the full implementation by all parties. I want also to stress the strong support to the Berlin process. It's the tool we have in hands in order to face the situation in Libya, and now jumping from one crisis to another. Libya is closer to us. It doesn't take a risk of a nuclear proliferation or confrontation, but there we are maybe facing a watershed point. The situation is very dangerous. Yesterday, we had planned to go to Libya together with the 4 ministers of the 4 European countries, Germany, France, Italy, United Kingdom. Finally, it was not possible due to the risky situation there. Instead, we had a meeting here in Brussels, and we are waiting for the visit of the Prime Minister of Libya, Mr. al-Sarraj, and we will also meet here or in Rome, still we don't know where, with other Libyan leaders in order to analyze with them the situation. We'll talk about it on the next Foreign Affairs Council. And thank you very much, Madam President, for having the opportunity of talking together with our colleagues on the Commission College about the situation in which the European Union, and especially the European Commission, has a lot to do. For an example, we have a partnership and cooperation agreement with Iraq, a very recent one. It was signed 1.5 years ago, and it's opened the door to ongoing programs on the multi-annual financial network multinational framework. And there, in many fronts, in many issues, we can make a contribution in order to ensure the stabilization of the region. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is the EU powerless?